Well, from that period, of course, the 7 Star, we had Glenn Hughes with us, and we went on to do a couple of dates, which didn't last too long. So we had to bring in another singer, and Ray Gillen had a short period with us, and then Tony Martin came up, who was a great singer, I thought, superb, and we'd done 3 albums with him. He'd done Eternal Idol with us, and Headless Cross, and Tear. I'm just a guitar player that wants to play, and whatever would be something that people would say, well, is unique to me, would probably be the sound and maybe just the way I approach it, but how it is, I don't know. To explain yourself is quite difficult. I do vibrato on chords, which people never use. Maybe they do now, but I do sort of play a chord with, and I would put vibrato on it, which would make it, you know, more full. And the reason for making it full was being as a three-piece band, and I just wanted to make it as heavy as I could, so I'd play. So I'd do those sort of things, which would sort of fill it out a bit more by putting the vibrato on it. I like a lot of the guitar players from, as your Dave Gilmour's, and Brian May in particular is one of my favourite, not only greatest friends, but he's a great player and a unique style player. And there's a lot of guitar players I can say I like and think are really good. They've all got their own individual, even down to Jimmy Page has got his own individual sort of thing, style, and Richie Blackmore, again, unique with Deep Purple. Steve Howe was more of a technical player to what I knew. I mean, I'm not a technical player. Steve's very technical and a great player, superb musician. And I used to watch them when they used to tour with us in America. They came to America with us with Yes. And great players, great musicians, and great guitar player. Well, I think Geezer and Bill are great musicians. Certainly, I found, particularly now, after playing with a lot of different musicians, that Geezer and Bill were quite unique in their style of playing. That old style of what they played made Black Sabbath what it was. Bill had a sort of quite an unorthodox style of playing drums, where when we first started, he used little teeny sticks, broken sticks, which nobody could ever figure out why, but it was just his way, you know. And he came up with sort of an unusual sort of style, I thought, and very few I found are as good to play with as Bill. Apart from Cozy, of course, who is with us now, who's great.
it's lost, it's gone forever. The world is turning, forever turning, forever yearning for love of life. And you're wrong if you think that I'm afraid to love. It feels good. It feels good to me. Feels good. It feels good to me. It feels good. It feels good to me. Feels good. It feels good to me. How long do we go on living, living the way we do? Yeah, feels good. It feels good to me. Feels good. It feels good to me. Feels good. It feels good to me. Feels good. If I never saw another night, and I never saw another night, if I never saw another day.
Since the Headless Cross, where Cozy got involved with the band, he's been really helpful. We sat down together when we worked all the ideas out for that album, and he'd go through a lot of the tapes to listen. You know, we'd sort stuff out together, say, oh, this is a good riff, let's try it with this. And it was a great help to me to have Cozy involved. And of course, he's been a great friend for many years, for 20 years. So he's always been my first choice to have after Bill. When Bill went, I always wanted to get Cozy in the band. And of course, at the time, it was never possible, but it eventually did become possible when, you know, when he wasn't doing anything. Most other times, he'd either been with Whitesnake or ELP or whatever it is. And we've had somebody at the time anyway, so. Favourite guitars for me is this one. This is the one I always use on stage now. As you can see, it's nice and tidy and clean. No marks at all on it. And this is one I've used for many, many, many years. The original one I had, which I've still got at home, which I don't bring out much now, is a Gibson SG red, cherry red one. But this one is one I do use now. And this one here, again, is the first one I had made by John Birch. This is one of the earlier first ones he ever made. That's that one. And I got involved with John Birch many years ago when I tried to find somebody to make me, because of problem with my fingers and stuff, I had to try and create something that I could work with. So I wanted a guitar which was easy strings, I could bend the strings easy, which again I went into using banjo strings for first and made my own sets up because you couldn't buy light gauge strings in them days. And I went to approach different companies to make me light gauge strings. They said, "Oh, it can't be done. It's impossible. It wouldn't be harmonically right." So I said, "It can be done. I've done it. I've dropped all the strings down and made sets up from banjo strings and whatnot, and it worked for me. And I could bend them, and it was good." Of course, nowadays everybody's got light gauge strings, but in them days you couldn't get them. So I went to John Birch to make me a guitar that would be comfortable for me to play too. And I wanted a 24 fret guitar. And again, I approached guitar companies, and they said, "You can't make a 24 fret guitar. We only do 22 frets or 21 frets." I said, "Well, no, I want a 24. I'm sorry, we can't do that." So I got fed up of doing all this rubbish. So I went to John Birch and asked him if he'd, and we got involved together, and I put the money up for him to start the company, to start making guitars of 24 frets, and this was the first one here. And then we started experimenting with pickups and making pickups and different designs, which was the ones that's on there now. It was some of the first pickups we'd done. But I'd try them on the guitar, on my old Gibson first, and try them on gigs till I found the one that sounded right, and then I'd say, "This is the one," and he'd make a couple the same, and then that would be it. And then JD, John Diggins, who used to work for John Birch, now is in charge of his own company, who did come on the road with me and do my guitars. He now got his own guitar company, and he now does my stuff, and he made these pickups for me here, which I really like. And again, I can work with him like I did with John Birch. A lot of the big guitar companies don't seem to, or didn't seem to want to know then, although they may want to know now, but I think they threw a lot away by not listening. Hence the 24 frets and even locking nuts and stuff we were getting into many years ago before these companies would, give it a thought. All the solos for all the tracks, none of them are worked out. They're all off-the-cuff ones. And in fact, if I do them in the studio, I'm doing different ones. I never really play them the same. And on stage, there's always something slightly different. I'm not the sort of guitar player that can sit down and play everything exactly note for note all the time. It has to be sort of, I like to do it off the cuff. At the moment, I'm using Marshall 9000 series amplifier and rack-mounted thing, which my guitar chap over there, Mike Clements, is dying for me to get rid of. Yeah, I quite like the sound of it. And big plays it's good. At rehearsals, it's not quite so good, but we've been working with that and working with various other gadgets at the moment. Digitech being one of them, which we've just done a deal with, which is sounding quite interesting. They've got a few different things that seems to be quite good, but we're still in the beginning stages of fiddling with that at the moment. And we're using a box that Mike Clement built again. It's a splitter box and a treble booster, which is really good. I do try new stuff as we come across it that I think might be useful. I'm not generally a gadget man. In fact, I haven't got a clue how to work most of the stuff, to tell you the truth. It's just if I hear a sound, I think, oh, that's good, but I've no idea how to get it or what it does, what it is that makes that sound. But if the gadget's there, Mike generally will tune it in, or Tony will tune it in and get the sound I sort of want. I went for one guitar lesson, and that was it. I couldn't stand it anymore because I felt I was playing better than what they were showing me at the time. They were trying to show me finger exercise, which I already sort of knew, and I just didn't have an interest of being shown. I had to I felt better in learning myself at the time. Although now I wish I'd probably got more involved with training, learning the proper way. But then again, I may not have adopted my own style by doing that. I don't know. I think in some ways it's good reading music and playing the proper way, but in other ways I think you can create your own different individuality by you doing it yourself, by you learning to play that instrument yourself, instead of, like nowadays, there's so many different things like videos. In fact, I've done a video myself, an instructional video, a few years ago. So many of those available now to the kids that they can virtually do. You know, you can go and buy an amp that's sort of got this sound. You can go and buy a video and shows you how to play exactly this particular phrase, and cassettes that do it, and everything's made a lot more easier now to be able to learn to play. And when you've got to sit down and do it yourself, it's bringing you out from your particular way of how you feel about things, how you can develop your own style as opposed to being shown exactly what you do. At the moment, we're in the process of reforming one of the old lineups with Dio. Geezer, Dio, Cozy, Powell and myself, which we've been rehearsing, and it's been really good up to now. And it looks like it's going to be quite a, successful band. We're quite happy with what we're doing, and the next stage now is to go in and record it.